My name is Paul Stahl, and this is my reflection on Category 6, Learning Tools. In my assignment, I analyzed the use of Khan Academy and Desmos in Mathematics Classroom to see if there was a link between their use and increased achievement scores. In the 3 studies that I found, there was no statistical significant difference between scores of students who were using these tools and the control group of students who were not. My initial reaction to this research was to ask how teachers were implementing these tools. Were they merely using them or integrating them in the classroom? One thing that did come out of the studies that I found was that despite there not being growth in achievement scores, the studies did find increased student enjoyment and engagement in mathematics. I think that should be taken into consideration when deciding whether or not to utilize these tools in the classroom. In this assignment, I learned a lot of ways in which learning tools can engage and differentiate instruction for students. There were research topics pertaining to kinesthetic learners, auditory learners, and visual learners, as well as different ways that infographics and visual cues could be used in the classroom to support student learning. I was impressed with the collective power of a learning community to develop resources and generate ideas. I think this is something that could be applied within our local departments and our school districts in terms of pooling our resources and brain power to come up with a vast list of resources and new ideas for instruction in the classroom. I was impressed with my groupmates' ability to think outside the box with the existing technology and tools. For example, one student discussed the use of Socrative space races, and rather than just using the tool or technology itself, they thought outside the box to actually have students race in the classroom to submit their answers, thus applying to kinesthetic learners and things like that, and adding excitement and energy into the classroom. So I thought that was really cool. The first of my 2 key takeaways from this assignment was a learning tool called Pear Deck. It's an interactive slideshow that can engage all students while taking notes. I plan on diving into this tool over winter break and implementing it in January to see how effective it can be in a secondary classroom. Here's a quick 45-second review of Pear Deck.
Pear Deck will change the way you present slide decks in a live classroom setting. When you hit Start Presenting in Pear Deck, you're creating a live session for participants to join on their own computer, tablet, or smartphone. As the instructor, you control the flow of the presentation from your computer or tablet. On their devices, participants can respond to your pre-planned or impromptu questions throughout the presentation with a number of unique interaction types. Those responses can then be shared anonymously and in real time on your classroom projector or interactive whiteboard. From your device, you can isolate individual answers, toggle responses, and even do cool things like overlay all of the drawings your students have shared. Let's walk through a session to find out how.
And even though it doesn't directly align with the group assignment, I also thought that our discussion pertaining to the use versus the integration of technology was valuable and important for each of us as educators. So I think it's important that we start with our curriculum goals that we have for our students and align our learning tools to enrich and supplement learning rather than just use them in the classroom to check a box on a walkthrough form. I was impressed with the group that we had, and I am excited for future opportunities to work together with the learning community to generate and develop ideas. So that is my summary of assignment 4.